This is Paul. Yeah, I was reading the Constitution of the United States. Uh huh. And this is about being the senators. Yes. It says the senators, Section 6, Clause 1, the senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services to be ascertained by law and paid out of the Treasury of the United States. They shall, in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of the respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same, and for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. Now, this is Section 6, of the First Amendment, the first article. Yeah, Article 1, the legislative branch. Now, let's say I've been emailing those that are senators and representatives. I emailed them contact forms. I emailed that guy. You remember there's a Jeb Bush and then there's a Jeb Hensarling. And I said, well, you're going to have to enforce my constitutional rights or I'm going to arrest every person in the House Ways and Means Committee. Let's say you were going to or from an active session of Congress where everybody gets together there in the Congress. Yeah. Now it says here that I can have you arrested. Oh, golly. Yeah, it's Paul. Yeah, Jeb Bush was running for the presidency when I had announced my own candidacy for the presidency of the United States. Yeah. Now, they shall all accept treason, felony, and breach of the peace. Now, let's say I serve you because I'm suing all of those in Congress that have any knowledge that the Constitution that they have sworn that they will support and defend. Yes. And it is such that a warrant for their arrest gets issued. And I decide to have them all arrested while they're in session for the felony. Felony! Now, I know that would probably make the evening news if all of those in Congress were to be arrested at the same time for treason, felony, or breach of the peace. Now, I had just sent some emails to those that are lobbyists that supposedly got frogged and then decided they were going to use the emergency services radio broadcast system to control the souls of those in Congress. Now, I'm going to need to know every individual elected to office that is a senator or a representative. I know I contacted Maria Cantwell, and there's another woman senator. Was it Murray? Yeah. I forget what her first name is, and Adam West, and all of those in different legislatures throughout the nation. They got elected to represent their respective states in the Congress of the United States. But what I'm going to need to know is, what is breach of the peace? Now, let's say you know that you have been paying to obstruct my rights, and a lobbyist had in some way interfered with the enforcement of the oaths of office of every individual elected to Congress, the legislative branch of the United States government. And I'm one of those citizens that thought, well, why don't I just have them all arrested while they're in session? Now, I'm sure that for every lobbyist that paid to entertain those that are in Congress so as to influence their decision making while writing the various laws that they vote on having passed. You know, when you get arrested can make a big difference. Now, I know that there's a certain way to get arrested. You can do it in a very loud, vocal kind of way. You could say, well, let's issue the warrant for arrest when they're all in session in Congress, when they get arrested for treason, felony conviction for being accessories to color of law violations and accessories to civil rights violations. And then we'll have them arrested for a breach of the peace because they refuse to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, when you go to planning on when you get arrested, we could have done it a quiet sort of way. But I'm one of these that really likes to advertise lawsuits. Planning on when to have arrested those in Congress so as to have the greatest amount of media impact is something that we should be considering all the lobbyists. I'm sure America would love to know when those elected to the House of Representatives get arrested. You might only spend a night in jail, then you bail out the next day. Of course, I'd have to attach those. So let's go to figuring on when we can actually enforce Article number 1, Section 6, when they can be sued and warrants issued for treason, felony, and breach of the peace. I feel like just arresting all of those that are senators and representatives right now, but we can wait 3 or 4 days or maybe a couple weeks or a month until they are in session.